Hello?
Mark, where are you? You're late. Late.
Oh, what's on? Oh, no. I'm on my way.
So when you're chicken at the hop, do the dance sensations that are sweeping the nation at the hop. Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Mama, let's go to the hop. Well, you can swing it, you can groove it, you can really start to move it at the hop. Where the jockey is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop. All the cats and the chicks can get their kicks at the hop. Let's go! Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop, oh baby. Let's go to the hop, oh baby. Let's go to the hop. Come on, let's go to the hop. Let's go! You can roll it, do the stop and leave it scrolling at the hop. When the record stops spinning, you chill it, so when you're chicken at the hop. Do the dance sensations that are sweeping the nation at the hop. You can swing it, you can groove it, you can really start to move it at the hop. When the jockey is the smoothest and the music is the coolest at the hop. All the cats and the chicks can get their kicks at the hop. Let's go! Let's go to the hop. Let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Oh baby, let's go to the hop. Mama, let's go to the hop.
Oh, that Mark Hamster. Bob Costas would have held the door for me.
Thanks, Doug. And they thought I wasn't going to make it for the best of the football funnies. Are you kidding? I'm your host, Mark Hebscher. Welcome aboard. Today, we salute the great gladiators of the gridiron, those men who play professional football. You know, the great Green Bay Packers coach Vince Lombardi once said that football is a game for madmen. And this video will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Coach Lombardi was absolutely correct. Some people say there's no tougher way to make easy money than pro football. But you're going to find out that football players earn every penny of their already exorbitant salaries. So join us now as we push, shove, block, tackle, kick, pass, and punt our way through the intimidating world of professional football.
Come in. Well, 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 look who's here. I haven't seen you in many a year. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, baked a cake, baked a cake. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? Had you dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band, grand band in the land. Had you dropped me a letter, I'd have hired a band and spread the welcome mat for you. Oh, I don't know where you came from, 'cause I don't know where you've been. But it really doesn't matter. Grab a chair and fill your platter and dig, dig, dig right in. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, hired a band. Goodness sake, if I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? know where you've been, but it really doesn't matter. Grab a chair and fill your platter and dig, dig, dig right in. If I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake, hired a band. Goodness sake, if I knew you were coming, I'd have baked a cake. How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? How'd you do, how'd you do, how'd you do? How'd you do?
All right, time for some football trivia. We want you to name the last Miami Dolphin to rush for 1,000 yards in a season. Give you a few seconds to think about this one. And before we get to the answer, it's time for You Make the Call. Canadian Football League, Joe Powpow of British Columbia. He takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking for Jan Carinci in the end zone. Stop it right there. Now you make the call. Is this going to be a touchdown pass, or will the play be broken up? Touchdown or no? You make the call. All right, roll it. Let's see what happens here. The throw is knocked down by the goalpost, of all things. Now for the answer to our trivia question. Name the last Miami Dolphin to rush for 1,000 yards in a season. The answer, got to go back to 1978, and it was Delvin Williams with 1,258 yards. Welcome back to the best of the football funnies. We're here in Legends of the Game, one of the world's largest sports memorabilia stores. And you know, this is an NFL football, but if this were a USFL football, it might be worth hundreds and thousands of dollars because the league's obsolete. Then again, it might only be worth a couple of cents. You know, if ever there was a league that was destined to be featured on blooper tapes, it was the U.S. Football League. The USFL was an interesting yet bizarre collection of teams such as the New Jersey Generals, the Houston Gamblers, and the Chicago Blitz. And there were players such as Doug Flutie, Herschel Walker, and Jim Kelly who cut their teeth with the USFL. There was an awful lot more cutting going on. You know, the league was constantly being cut up and ripped up by fans and media alike. Therefore, their destiny was to leave their mark on highlight tapes. And we thank the USFL for their contribution.
We're looking live at Denver's Mile High Stadium, where today the Houston Gamblers take on the Denver Gold. And this man, Greg Morton, tries to lead the Gold to their first victory this season here in Week 17.
Greetings. Salutations. I feel wonderful. What the hell are they doing? They're coming in pre-pin. Amazing. This has got to be a great play. This has got to be good. P12 trap. Run that son of a... think it's P13 trap and they're blitzing it. Kick it. Get field goal, Coach. Kick it. Kick it.
Why don't you get the camera out of here?
Wait a minute. It's a fake. Lee's wide open for a touchdown, but it goes through his hands. He drops it. The sure touchdown. He drops the ball. The man is miffed.
Don? Don? Can I talk to this?
Yeah, I think so.
How do you talk?
Speak to him now.
Don? Upstairs? Okay, what do you... Yes. This is Craig. Listen, what do you got planned this series? What's your thoughts?
Come on, let's go!
Who's up there? Can anybody hear me? Upstairs?
Not, you can get on that red phone. That red phone's they're right there and go right to them.
What good are these things?
For me to listen to the call.
Can't you talk through those things?
No.
Third quarter action. We have about 6 minutes left, and the Houston Gamblers trail by 6.
Jim Kelly talking to Ricky Sanders there. Kelly's a master of the little flip passes. Whoa! What's that? It looks like the lights have gone out here. I can't believe this.
Somebody just pulled the plug.
And it looks like this could be the game. Denver's celebrating already.
What a way to break a streak.
This could be the end of the game, and it looks like Denver will finally win a game.
Byron, I don't know how they could get it started again. These lights take 2 hours to warm up.
The fans are in shock, and that's it. It looks like the refs have called the game. They're congratulating the coach. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Yeah! Well, maybe you've seen something like this. A trivia question. Here it is. Who was the runner-up to Doug Flutie in the 1984 Heisman Trophy voting? Pretty good player. Still active in the NFL today and playing quite well. First, though, you make the call. Here's the play. New York Giants halfback Butch Wolfolk makes a catch at the 33-yard line. Is he going to go all the way here, or is he going to be stopped short of a touchdown? You make the call. And let's roll it and find out. Hey, he gets by one guy, and he gets by another guy, and he could go all the way, and he does not. If you said he didn't go all the way, you win. Now the answer to our trivia question. Who was the runner-up to Doug Flutie in the 1984 Heisman Trophy voting? Why, it's Keith Byers, now playing for Philadelphia. He went to Ohio State when he was runner-up. The United States Football League gone, and until we showed you this video, completely forgotten. Now, we also have some footage of another league that's a little bit different, the Canadian Football League. And the rules of this game differ slightly from the American game. We are going to show you some video right now from Canadian football, but we'd like to first explain the Canadian game so that you have a complete and unabridged understanding of what this game is all about. Canadian professional football, a little bit different from the game played in the United States of America. Let's go over some of the rules of the game. The U.S. field is slightly smaller and slightly more narrow than the larger Canadian cousin from up north. And with the larger field in Canada, that means players have much more momentum as they get going with the ball, building up tremendous amounts of speed before finally running headlong into the camera photo. 12 men to a Canadian team, only 11 in the United States. Why 12 men in Canada? Well, sometimes they forgot to put the 12th guy on the field, so the coach would come off the sidelines and get into the action. Hey, he can't do that. He's the coach. Now I'm the 12th man. Other changes in the rules. Well, in Canada, you're allowed how many downs? 4, like in the U.S.? No, only 3 downs to make 10 yards. And that means lots and lots of passing, aerial attack, bomb squads, fighter pilots, you name it, they air it out in Canada. What else about the Canadian game do we love? Well, it's when the goalpost gets in the way because it's on the goal line. Let's watch it again. Touchdown? No! Intercepted by the goalpost. In the United States, only one guy is allowed in motion, but in Canada, everybody can be moving before the snap of the ball. And what that does is create all kinds of excitement and occasionally all kinds of confusion. I think I'll give it to you, yeah. How about Warren Moon, one of the all-time greats when he played in Canada for Edmonton, occasionally would run into referees. And of course, there's the weather in Canada, always a factor in the Canadian game. Sometimes you need those extra gripping spikes and hope that your opponents don't have them. In fact, sometimes you can go all the way for a touchdown, unless one of your teammates has size 15 feet and steps on you along the way. Running in the snow is always fun in Canada, and watching the game is even more fun with the blizzards coming down. The typical Canadian football player, one who loves snow and ice. The typical fan, there he is. The typical stadium, beautiful. So let me see if I've got this straight. The American game has 4 downs, the Canadian game has 3 downs. The Canadian game, you've got 12 players on the field. The American game, only 11. Canadian field's wider and longer. The Canadian football is a little bit bigger, I think, than the American one. And the goalposts are in a different position. And besides that, it's the same game. You know, music and football go together like bush and quail. Now, who wrote this? Well, perhaps that's an odd couple, but as you probably noticed during the course of this video, football is played somewhat to a certain rhythm. In fact, football could be described as ballet dancing with mouth guards. Yeah. On occasion, belly dancing with cleats. Here are some examples of what I'm talking about as we put the video to the music. And by the way, this is for your dining and dancing enjoyment.
You made me cry when you said goodbye. Ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. Oh, well, goodbye. Although I'll cry, ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. You made me cry when you said goodbye. Ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame. Oh, well, goodbye. Although I'll cry, ain't that a shame? My tears feel like rain. Ain't that a shame? You're the one to blame.
He gets the kick away, and it's very high. Not too long. It's coming down here, and it hits the official right on the head.
Time now for some trivia. We want to know who scored the first touchdown in the first ever Super Bowl game. All right? First guy to score a touchdown in the first Super Bowl game. We'll give you 2 seconds to think about that. And while we do, time for You Make the Call. Danny White of Dallas back to pass looking for Tony Hill. He's got it for an apparent touchdown. Did he get both feet in bounds or not? That's the referee's decision. We want you to make the call. Did he get both feet in for a touchdown, or is it an incomplete pass? Professor, can you roll it, please, and let us know what the official signaled? It's a touchdown for Tony Hill. Now the answer to our trivia question, who scored the first touchdown in the first ever Super Bowl game? 1967, Green Bay against Kansas City. Max McGee of the Packers took a pass from Bart Starr. You know, for years, the sport of football has been terribly misunderstood. You and I love it for its action, its thrills, and its fast pace. But certain people feel that football is detrimental to society. For example, did you know that Lyndon Johnson, when he was president of the United States, said, and I quote, "To see some of our best educated boys spending the afternoon knocking each other down while thousands cheer them on hardly gives a picture of a peace-loving nation." Well, as we all know, LBJ didn't have much of a sense of humor, and he certainly wasn't what you'd call a rabid football fan. But he was right about one thing, the thousands of fans cheering on the football players. You know, football is the type of game where celebration and the outpouring of emotion is the norm rather than the exception.
One, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Put your glad right song, join me home. We'll have some fun when the clock strikes 1. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 2, 3, and 4, if the band slows down, we'll yell for more. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the chimes ring 5, 6, and 7, we'll be right in 7th heaven. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. Oh, when it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 2, I'll be going strong, and so will you. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. When the clock strikes 12, we'll cool off and start rocking around the clock again. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight. We're gonna rock, rock, rock till broad daylight. We're gonna rock around the clock tonight.
Time now for my favorite segment of this video. It's time for the award-winning Hebscher Awards. Now, let me explain what the Hebscher Awards are all about. I use this football as a prop. This football has no signature on it at all. It's just a basic football. Buy it in the stores, 50, 60 bucks, okay? Now, for example, this is a football that is signed by Dan Marino, the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. Now, when Dan Marino or any other football player signs it, the value goes up. And that's the same with the Hebscher Awards. When I put my stamp of approval, my signature, on these awards, you know they're going to be top-notch. You watch and see, okay? Watch and see. Welcome, fans, to Hebscher's Video Gridiron. All the hits, all the action, the bone-jarring tackles, and the great throws, like this quarterback who hits the fan in the front row for a touchdown. Then there's a great tackle award, the 7-yard line with a terrific tackle right here, tripping up the quarterback. There's the getting caught in the chains award to this guy who looks like he's having fun. The Stripogram award, the chicken. The uncontrollable dancing award to this Tennessee player. The referee getting in the way roadblock award right here. What am I going to do? Out of the National Football League, and the award for two teammates hitting each other in the head unintentionally to these two Houston Oilers defensive backs, both going for the same receiver, both knocking heads with each other. Now the official rules of football. Referee, can you please explain roughing? All right, that's roughing. Explain offside to us. Ah, that's the offside signal. How about a signal for holding? All right. And what's the signal, ref, please, for a fat lady in the stands who can't get in her seat? Yeah, we'll help her into her seat. Good. Best tape job of the ankle of a Kentucky player? No, it's a Kentucky cheerleader. Nice try, though. Hebscher's award for the best sandwich, a receiver sandwich. The I got it award. I'll get it. Hebscher's award for the best non-pass. Right there. Hebscher's award for the most wide-open receiver. It's Dallas's Doug Cosby. He was so wide open, he could have pitched a tent. And he'll go all the way. The Hebscher award for the worst backward punt returner. This guy averages 25 yards, minus 25 every time he touches the ball. The Hebscher You Ain't Going Nowhere award. You ain't going nowhere. And that's it from Hebscher's Gridiron of Life. Well, was I right? Were those not the best football Hebschers you've ever seen? Well, I knew you'd like them. Unfortunately, we're out of time. I wish we could show you more smash and crash gridiron action from football stars past and present, but we got to go. And you know, around our house, we live, eat, breathe, sleep. Everything has to do with football. 24 hours a day. Football, football, football. We love it in our house. So even though I'm leaving you from this video, I'm going to go right home and I'm going to watch football, play football with the kids, and maybe have a football sandwich. I don't know. Thanks for joining us on the best of the football funnies. Oh, thanks a lot, Doug. See you, everybody. Bye-bye.
One more, just do one more take. Hey, one more, just do one more take.
One more?
Yeah, one more.
You're nuts.
Do his cartwheel.
He kicks up at anything he is. His back is brawny and his brain is weak.
He's just plain stupid with a stubborn streak. And by the way, if you hate to go to school, you may grow up to be a mule. Or would you like to swing on a star? Carry moonbeams home in a jar?